What about some more quickies, Nate?
Yeah, let's go, my friend.
The struggle continues for Tottenham and Big Ange, who could not beat Wolves at home on Sunday. The pressure is mounting on Big Ange and also on Daniel Levy because the fans are turning as well on him more and more.
Yeah, I think the Daniel Levy thing is like a recurring theme. I think the fans being upset with him has been constant, especially at the point where the team doesn't do so well. I think some of the stuff with Big Ange is concerning, but I don't think Ange really cares.
No, that's true.
You know,
should he care though?
No, I don't think he should. I personally don't think he should. I think a manager, for me, should do the job that they think they should be doing.
Yeah.
And yes, you want to sort of like manage out towards the fans and stuff as well. But if they don't understand what you're doing, then what are you going to do? Change what you're doing to try and make them understand it better.
No, I understand that. But there's a point where we talked about managing games for City earlier.
Yeah.
This is a game that this Spurs team should have managed easily and should have won.
It's easier to manage if it's not Archie Gray and Dragishin playing at the back.
Maybe, but then do something to make sure that you protect them enough to keep that 2-1 lead and win this game where you haven't played great. When you're at home, you're on the back of a bad run and you can't really afford not to win this game. And that draw is a disappointing draw and an underwhelming draw massively.
Yeah, I personally don't think for Spurs, a lot of the players that they have suit the personality of the manager that they have, who's got more of an edge to him. And I think for the team to be successful, I think you need that because you see that with Liverpool, you see that with City, you see that with Arsenal, you see that with some of these other teams.
But he's had 3 transfer windows, Ned. This is the 4th one coming in January. So if this squad is not the squad that he needs, that doesn't suit him and his style, then what have they been doing for the last 3 transfer windows?
Daniel Levy.
Okay.
That's I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But we'll move on because Spurs are such a hot topic.
Yeah.
Napoli leave it late against Venezia, Jules.
Yeah, and that was a big game for them, Ned, because we said Inter won. Lazio and Atalanta will come to it a little bit, drew as well. So for Napoli, it was massive in this great title race that we have in Italy to win. And Venezia at home, they're struggling. They're at the bottom of the table. You think, okay, this is pretty straightforward. Lukaku is starting up front, Kvaratskhelia, McTominay is up. So it looks like they're pretty much the best team that they can have on the team from Conte. And then the first half is, I thought, quite disappointing. Lukaku misses a penalty. They have a couple of chances. Lukaku hits the post as well. And then they leave it really late. Raspadori as a super sub coming off the bench, scoring the winner. And you saw how much it meant to them. I think they felt the pressure of, we have to win this game. And it's never easy when you play against a team that plays with a back 5 and really deep and the low block, all of that. So I think they would be very happy, a bit like what we said earlier, very happy with the win, regardless of how they won that game against Venezia. They take that win, they move on. It's 3 points, it's big. The second half of the season will be quite interesting for them because they have no European competitions when Inter and Atalanta and Lazio will keep playing every 3 days. So for Napoli, this is a massive, massive chance to regain the title, and to win against Venezia was massive for that. Big game for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United at home tonight, so on Monday night, as we record the show on Monday morning, against Newcastle. Neds, any predictions?
No predictions whatsoever. I think
because you can't call it, you think?
I can't call it just because it feels obvious because Newcastle are in better form than Man United.
Yeah.
But United can't stay in bad form forever.
True.
And I think for the way that they've got so many big games coming up, I think it's Newcastle now, then I think it's maybe Liverpool the following week.
Yeah, and then Arsenal. In the FA Cup. Yeah.
These are 3 really big games. And if they don't go their way, I think that means they would lose 6 games in a row.
Yeah, so they have lost 5 in 7 right now. And
this is even unprecedented for them. And I think they don't want to be called a crisis club. And the manager, he says he does, he understands you need to be under pressure to be a Man United manager. But you don't want the fans to lose belief this early. Because one thing that's different now compared to when Ten Hag was there, the majority of their players are available. And they're not winning games of football.
Yeah.
And the identity side of things, we can see what he's trying to do in terms of style of play. But now you need the substance, you need the wins.
Yeah.
So this is a good test for them. And going into today, I could see any result. It's so tough to predict.
Even United to win.
I could see United win because it's like Newcastle aren't the best team in the road, for example. Newcastle
but no Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, there's only
It seemed like
maybe this is what they need to be an underdog, to be backs against the wall, because it seems that when they've not been that, they've not done well. They won against Man City 3-4 games ago, and everyone thought, they thought this was going to be the right direction. Put in 3 bad performances from there, and here they are. But
I know, but the City game, they won it late, right? The game before Victoria Pilsen, which is the only 2 wins they've had in the last 7, they won it late, 88th minute again. So it's not like if they had won those games comfortably, convincingly, it was not the case. I'm just, and I don't want to lose faith in Amorim. I still think he's a great young coach with great ideas, great personality, all of everything that we've said. I'm just a little bit disappointed so far by what I'm seeing from him.
Yeah,
And
I would agree.
I didn't think that he would struggle that much after 6 weeks still. And on the back of what could be, as you said, that's 3 in a row now, 3 defeats in a row, with potentially 3 more to come, considering Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal could be defeats for them.
Yeah. That's why I'm going to say United win today. I just not said which one though.
No, yeah, true.
Off the field, we've got more cost-cutting from Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
So this is an interesting one for you as a former player, because I don't know if Man City or QPR or your former club Sunderland have something similar, but United have had for many, many years now a sort of pension funds for ex-players who didn't make much money during their career and maybe don't have much money right now. So United would have this pot of money that every month they would just send a bit of money to those ex-United players, which I think is a great thing to have. I think what makes a club special outside of its community of fans and the relationship that you can have with them is the bond that you can have with your former players. I think it's very important to still be in touch and form this family with whoever played for you 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years, etc., etc. Clearly, Sir Jim Ratcliffe sees it in a very different way than I do, because you think, that money that we send to X, Y, and Z, that I don't even remember playing for United, then let's scrap that. I don't think it was much money, but I think for some people it meant a lot to maybe receive £200 a month from United, £300 a month from your former club who clearly still thought about you highly. I just don't know. And I know he needs to cut costs, but really, is that necessary?
Yeah, I think it's missing a big point, because that connection you have with your former players is also a connection to your older fans.
Of
and
course.
that feel of the football club, that identity, is when fans like fall in love with the team. It's not necessarily about what football is today, or say this new player's coming for 50, 60 million. A lot of time it's down to those people from the past who maybe haven't had the financial benefit that people have for today.
Yeah,
and I think
agree.
for Sir Jim, PR-wise, he's missing the point on certain things, because it looks bad on a balance sheet when it's there, so he takes it out. But it looks worse on him the moment he makes the decision to cut it.
Ned, Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't hear about too much, spoke at the Global Soccer Awards this week, and he had a lot to say, Sims.
Yeah, he certainly did. You know, the big one, which I'm sure you're very passionate about, is how the Saudi League is better than the League.
Oh, yeah, he said that before. I mean, I've got...
Is he right?
No, he's not.
He's not right?
He's not. He said that it's just PSG in France. Well, not really. I mean, remember Roberto De Zerbi, who beat you when you were at Manchester United, for example, with Brighton? He coaches in France right now.
All right, okay.
You know.
It's good to see you letting stuff go.
Yeah.
He said the Man United have got problems deeper than the manager as well. You believe in that one?
I mean, yeah, I think he's right. Did you like the fish analogy? So he said, like, if a fish is sick, you take him out of the how do you say, aquarium?
The
fish
tank.
tank. And then you fix it, and then you bring him back. But if you bring him back too early, it doesn't work.
Oh, okay, cool. It's good to see he's thought.
I was not too inspired by what he had to say, to be fair. But,
Yeah,
you know.
that's fair. In fairness, what I would say, because the stuff that he said has upset a lot of people. Firstly, like, does he care? No, he doesn't care. But what I think is important is that he's in that league and he's trying to stick up for that league. Obviously,
Yeah.
being paid a ton of money,
Yeah.
but there are other people who wouldn't speak in that manner, and what he said might help the league further down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, it's not for everyone, but that's him being a company man. Ronaldo being for something other than himself. Credit to him for that. And
absolutely.
I think the thing which I 100% believe is him saying he'll own a team one day.
Yeah, I think you like that.
I'm pretty sure he's probably got some money to afford it, but yeah.
Yeah, and I like him a lot, obviously. And he was in Lapland with his family around
Next
Christmas.
to you, yeah?
Like
Stayed
us,
in
not
the
far
same
from us.
place as you, okay.
And he did a video when he went to a freezing, ice bath,
yeah.
Which we didn't, to be fair.
Okay.
But he also said, it's minus 20. And we were there. It was cold, super cold. We arrived, it was minus 9, but it was never minus 20. I just love the fact that even Cristiano himself, as big as he is, still kind of adds a few extra degrees, you know.
I mean,
It's
maybe it's just
fair.
a shout out to Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Anyway, after not being able to register Dani Olmo, it looks like Barcelona have found a way, Jules.
So this is, I don't know why I find this story fascinating, because as we know, Barcelona have a very controlled wage bill. They can't sign you for it. You'll be too expensive for them, Nedum, if they wanted a
Listen, but for
a
Barca, I play
centre-back.
for free.
You
But
play
please
for
carry
free?
on. Yeah. Of
You're
course,
not
yeah.
allowed in Spain. You have to play for the minimum wage.
And what's that?
It's not much.
Okay.
It's not much at all. So they probably could afford you. Anyway, but they can't afford Dani Olmo's wages because he's not playing for free. I can give you that. They tried to register. It was knocked off rejected by the league. So they need to find another way. And the way that it seems to be to find the money to pay for his wages is that in the new Camp Nou, whenever that opens, they will have a Qatari company looking after all the VIP tickets. So instead of them dealing with that and selling them. Basically, they have paid. They got the money from another company to be able to deal with all those VIP tickets, basically, which is going to bring probably around 50, 60 million euros, maybe a little bit more, to basically give them the license to deal with all those VIP tickets. And with that money, they will be able to register Dani Olmo for the second half of the season. So it's okay. He will be able to play. He's a big player for them. No problem. I just think that you're probably losing money by doing that kind of transactions instead of doing it yourself. And that's what it costs by having this wage bill that is clearly too big right now to be able to register Dani Olmo in normal circumstances.
Do you think Barca will ever get back to being a normal club again?
So they're doing better financially than they ever did in the last 10 years or so. So for that, I think they deserve some credit. They will be in the green very soon. But being in the green doesn't mean that they will be able to do a lot with their money still, because it still be very much controlled by La Liga and by whatever they can do financially. So it's better for sure. And it's good for them to have sorted it out in many ways. But as we see, it's still very, very fragile.
Yeah, for sure.
Nez, thank you so much for coming down from Manchester, for being with me here at the end of December.
It's a pleasure.
I don't know what you've planned for New Year's Eve, but I will see you. I think I'll be one of the first person that you will see in 2025.
And how lucky are you?
I know, and how lucky are you too?
Listen, let's do it again, man.
Let's do it again on Thursday. We'll be back together with Nedum on Thursday for the next edition of the Gab and Jules Show. For now, we hope that you enjoy this edition. And as Gab always says, love the game, love yourself, love your neighbor, or something like that.